Hello and welcome, I'm the grumpy old garage gamer, and today I will be doing a let's build video. I'll be making a Microart Studio pre-painted MDF farmhouse for use with bolt action. If you like the video, please give it a like, subscribe using the link down below, help support the channel. I'll be doing loads more of these videos hopefully in the future, building not only scenery but miniatures. Anyway, enough rambling from me, let's get building. So I bought several buildings and they arrived really quickly, and I'm really excited to have a look at these. So first of all, I've got the it's a Normandy homestead and outbuilding. So it's all nicely packaged and sealed. Got some instructions on the back of how to put the model together. Should be some instructions behind this first image. But I got the homestead, I got a coach house and chicken coop, I got some some high stone walls as well, and I've already opened this one because I got excited. I got a Normandy World War II farmhouse, and this is what we're going to attempt to build today. So as you can see, I've already opened it. Now thankfully, and I was a little bit worried, it does come with instructions, and they are really good instructions, which I'm pleased about. So this is the back actually. Let's flip it over and reveal MDF on one side, because that's obviously not going to be seen. But on the other side you have this wonderful printed texture, and it's like it's a matte finish. It's absolutely beautiful. It doesn't get shiny. So you've got some floors and some walls, and some of them are printed on both sides, so obviously they're the visible bits. More walls for the house, again printed on both sides. Part of the roof structure. And then you've got this bit, which has, and I'll explain this in a little bit, it's your doors and windows, but it's got a little bit of paper to protect the actual wood, so we've got to carefully peel that off. And then finally, really excited about that, and I didn't know it had them, it's got some acetate for the windows. So yeah, let's start building. Right then, let's start the build. So yeah, we're going to do the Normandy farmhouse. Let's get a little pointer. She's got the first floor, ground floor, dormer windows, and roof. As you can see from here, you can go in the insides, go on the ground floor. And the good thing about this, which I'm excited about, is the whole building has a ruined ground floor, so you lift the whole building off if it's been hit by a mortar or something and it's kind of like been destroyed. You can just turn it into ruins, which I think is really good. So I'm a bit excited about that. So turn it over, and I hope I've got this all in view. I've never done anything like this, so first time. So instructions, and it looks like the first one we're going to do, if you can see that, is the ground floor. It says remove protective paper before assembly. So going to get some bits ready first, and we have got a pot of trusty PVA glue. This is actually new PVA glue that I'm using, so I'm hoping it's going to work. I've watered it down just slightly because it's quite hot and it will evaporate. So let's take that off. Got PVA. Got a little brush so I can brush it into all the corners. I've got my trusty hobby knife because you need to cut some of the bits out. And I have got a rather coarse nail file, which do my nails, for sanding down any burrs that might be on the wood. So let's just put them there out of the screen. Right, so let's get the first bit we need, and let's try and find it. So we'll show you this bit in a second as well. But we want the ground floor, which is going to be this bit just here. Now it says on the instructions to remove the protective paper before assembly. Now I've looked through this one, and the only bit that has protective paper on it is this one. Now I think it is literally just, it might be just to make sure that everything's kept intact, but we carefully peel it off. Now it does say that there might peel some of the paint off while doing it, so do it really carefully, and I like being careful, but that's coming off quite smoothly so far. Sorry if my arm's in the shot. I must say, this is very therapeutic. I've got bits all over the doors as well, so it's obviously been cut through with the paper on. Must have been to try and protect the different colours of the paper, paintwork or something. I'm not sure. First time I've done a Microart Studio MDF kit, get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the rest of these and come back in a bit. Okay, we're back. That took a couple of minutes to do. I was being really careful, but yeah, really vibrant colours. You can see all the detail. It looks really, really good. And I've had absolutely no paint chipping whatsoever. I think actually, if I was to say the only teeny little bit is this little bit here, but it's like negatable. So yeah, so that's the only bit that had protective paper. So let's get back to doing the build. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do this on camera, but we're going to do the first bit here. So I need the base and those three bits there. So this is going to be the base. Now you should just be able to very carefully have a satisfying pop them out. I'll turn it over. Now, I'm not new to building MDF kits. I've built foreground kits, which are really good. Fortunately, they're no longer available. Sarissa Precision, various others. But new to Microart, new to pre-painted as well. And I've got to admit, it's got that lovely burnt wood smell. But oh, I am super impressed. I'm hoping you can see this. I am super impressed with all this texture. It just looks stunning. So yeah, really exciting. Now, as you can see, when you pop them off, you've got little bumps there. So I will get my file and file those down. I'm going to go and grab the other three bits to start with off camera, and I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so we have the three bits for the first section cut out. I just dry fitted them in to make sure I got the right bits. The one thing I did notice, obviously they're not labelled, they're not numbered, so it's just trying to work out that you've got the right bit from the silhouette. But what I'm going to do now is go round and sand off so I get a flush fit all of these bits here, and it's just going to be a simple case of getting my little nail file, got on screen so you can see, and I just give it a little sand, just gently. Got a little burr on it, use the fat bit. Get rid of the little burr on it. You just go around all the bits. I've learnt doing this from previous kits. It makes life so much easier. They're literally like a couple of pence, well, like 90p from Tesco or something. Little nail file. Make sure you get like a sandpapery one, not an emery board one, because that'll just make life harder. Do this just to bore you all. I'll tell you what, this has got, the ones I've got little tapered edges, so you can get right into all the little nooks and crannies, but I find sometimes just fold over the end and you get a better point, and then you'll be able to get into all the detail bits like that. I probably wouldn't use a hobby knife to cut these off, just purely because if you make a mistake and you slip, it's so easy just to cut into the MDF, and it's no hardship. It takes, as you can see, a few seconds. You soon get the hang of it. Yeah, I'll come back in a few minutes when I've done all this. He says. Okay, so with that done, all the edges have been sanded, so they're nice and smooth and flush. Now all we do is just test fit them, and honestly, they are just beautiful. They fit in so well, and that's how they go. Always remember though, double check your instructions. Make sure you've got it right before you start doing any gluing. The gluing is pretty simple. All I do is I look at the bottom, see which bits are going to be making contact. So that bottom edge there, and a little bit on the edges. I don't put glue on there because it will just go through. And all you need is a little bit of PVA. Now this is dry clear PVA. You don't want anything that's going to make a horrible mess or doesn't dry clear, because that'll be horrible. So literally, that's all you need. Stick it on, push it down, and then get your brush, just carefully brush away, and I bound to have some on that side, and that's it. And you just push it down firmly. Don't even need to push it down forever. Tick tock, and that's it. It's glued in place. So I'm going to go and do the same for the other two pieces. Okay, I'm back. Now I've got glue on all of these, and as you can see, I'm holding them down. Now this one, the middle one's okay. Now in all previous MDF kits I've done, you literally hold it for about 15 seconds and it's glued. This is taking longer. Now I think the reason is because obviously you're not gluing two pieces of plain MDF together. It's actually got this print on it, so I'm wondering whether it's taking longer to glue, and it's getting there because it's got this printing on. Now I'm just going to do something just to try this out. Now I'm actually, yeah, see, look, now I've pulled this off and it actually hasn't stuck at all. So this is interesting. The middle one hasn't stuck, and obviously the end one hasn't stuck. So I'm going to have a think and come back. Okay, I'm back. It's been like seconds for you guys, if that. So what I've done is I've got some tissue and I've thoroughly cleaned off and dried the glue. Now I previously used to use Gorilla Wood glue, but unfortunately it's run out, so I've changed this PVA wood glue for crafting, and it should work, but as I said, it doesn't feel like the MDF on the back. That's definitely gluable, but because this is printed, it's got like a coating. So back to the instructions, and here it does say as well, use a thick super glue. Now I don't use thick gel super glues because I hate them, so I'm going to test it on a little bit, and I got my trusty Loctite Max Precision. I don't know if you can see, it's not exactly thick, but let's have a go. Now I only have to get some more of this as well because I'm running out, but I'm going to put a thin layer on it, carefully line it up, and the only problem with this is wiping off the excess. Don't want to stick to it. Wipe it, oh god, and it's bonded already. And wipe off this side. Do you know what? I'm going to go into my trusty toolkit, and I always keep some cotton buds on hand. So just run the cotton buds along, just to get off any excess. I'm not bothered if I have a little bit, because I think it's going to dry. It will dry with a matte effect. So I'm not bothered if you can see a little bit, and I can always just get a little bit of paint or something afterwards. But yeah, that's worked. That is absolutely solid. So I think what I'm going to do is use super glue for the rest of it, except for when I get to those lovely acetate windows. I'm going to have a rethink, because that will not be good if I use super glue. So I'm going to put the rest of the walls on and come back to you. So I'm coming back to you slightly early. I haven't stuck this one on yet, because I just want to show you how little you have to put on. Let's get this in frame so you can see. I'm hoping you can see this. I'm literally putting just a tiny smidge amount. The first one I did, I put far too much, more than what's needed. I actually only need a small amount. Plug it in, push it down, count to the magic 3, 1, 2, 4, and that's it, it's glued. So this is going to be a lot quicker to build with it on. I mean, that's solid already, and as you can see, I've glued these. That's a little bit wet in the corner. You can see I put a little bit too much on, but just cotton bud, wipe it off, cotton bud, wipe it off. I go through a lot of cotton buds. That was brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to crack on and get the rest of these ruins, the ruined ground floor built, and then going to go onto the side walls where I've got something exciting to show you. Okay, and we're back. Messed up on the video, so this is going to be part 2. I've pulled all the bits out and I've dry fitted them into place. The only downside I found is that with these, finding the bits, they're not numbered, so you have to really be careful matching up to picture, but you know, we'll tackle that. I'm going to glue them in place now. Okay, so we're back. That took about 5 minutes to do. Looks awesome, to be quite honest. I'm going to get bolt action figure, just to an unpainted one. How dare he, just to pop it in there so you can see that the ruins are a really good height without, you know, they're not too small, they're just about right. Plenty of room for movement, etc. So what I made sure I did was, when gluing these together, I made sure I pushed the walls in so that they were actually so it's all quite tight and snug. I figured that when you got the outer shell, if they're just glued normally and you don't like tighten them up, the outer shell might not fit on it properly. I don't know if that's going to be the case. We will have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I mean, just as ruins, looks amazing. So I'm going to get ready for the next bit, which is going to be doing these walls. But I want to show you this. I'm not going to do the whole build on video because that will take hours, but I am going to show you just something I've got for this to make life a little easier, so I shall come back in a second. Okay then, so I've got all the bits ready for building the outer shell, and hopefully I can get this on camera. It's pretty simple. They've got slots and stuff inside. Can't do this one-handed. That's all right. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty simple. Just slots in, slots in, slots in, just like that, he says. Right, as you can see, I'm struggling to hold it all together in one go to do the dry fit, and then gluing's going to be even difficult. So I've got something to show you. So let's collapse all these. The building fall down. Now my dear wife bought me these, 4 of those and 4 of those in each pack. Now, the good thing about these is get a T-junction one. Hopefully it will fit in. You should get the wall and the door, and you can pop it in. If you can see it there, you can brace it against it. Okay, I did that wrong, let's not slide it. So get your piece, glue it in. Once you've glued it, you carefully, it's hard to do trying to do it on camera, you carefully slot it in there and it holds it in place. And then the same thing for this. So you glue it, oh that's upside down, that's the wrong way around. Make sure we get it right way around, because you've got inside's like a beige colour, the outside's a whitey colour. You get there, you glue it, and you'd making a mess of this. That'll be glued in. So you get rid of the old one, and you pretend that that's glued, and then you get the new one, and you glue it, and you just gently slot it in, and what it does is it holds it at the perfect right angle, because there's nothing worse. Now I don't know whether I will need these with this kit, because it works really well, but actually I probably will, because especially the wall pieces, you glue them together, and I don't know if you can see that it's not, I need some sort of right angle, and I haven't got one with me. Can do that. If I glued it and put it up, you could see that it's not actually a perfect right angle, and then you got the whole building starts to get off on a wonk. But if you're using these and you slot it in, and I think she got them from Temu, once you glue them it's at a perfect right angle, or the T-junction, various sizes, and you make sure that the shell is perfectly square. So I'm going to crack on, and I'm going to glue this outer shell together, and that's upside down. And once I've done, I will come back and show you. Okay, so that took a few minutes to do. It was a bit difficult. These were an absolute godsend. Love these. Thank you very much to the wife. I'll be using them more often. A little bit tricky to get hold of in the first place. To get hold of? No, the wrong word I used then. A little bit tricky to work out to use them correctly. I now understand also why they say use a thick gel super glue, because this soaks into the MDF really quickly because it's a liquid, and it's so you've got to put a layer on, and then I wait for that to dry for a few seconds, and then I put another layer on, otherwise it just soaks in and it doesn't actually glue. But we've got the outer structure, as you can see, beautiful detailing. The ivy on the side, this is interesting and I love it. I've actually ordered some large light green ivy foliage. It should be arriving tomorrow. So what I plan on doing is, where all the ivy is on the walls, I'm just going to actually stick on some foliage to give it a bit of a 3D image. Now, this is the exciting bit I've been waiting for, because that is the ruin shell, and then theoretically the building, beautiful, slides over the top, seamlessly fits. So you have the building and it's still really usable inside. Now, are the doors 25mm? The doors are not quite 25mm, but that's not a game breaker because they're going to be sealed shut on this one anyway. But the idea is it gets hit by a mortar and you can carefully take the outer shell off, building's ruined, and you've just got that left. And this, really pleased about. Fits on seamlessly, look at that. Really impressed with the quality. Right, I am going to crack on, build the rest of this. Whether I get it finished on today, I don't know. It's half term, so I'm off with the kids, but at some point I will come back with the finished article. But for now, that's the let's build of this. So I'm back and I have finished building the farmhouse, and I've got to say it was a absolute lovely kit to build. Out of all the MDF kits I've ever made, this has got to be the best one by far. So a few things. I decided to pop out to the shops and I got myself some gel super glue, and as much as I hate using gel super glue normally, this is an absolute it's a lifesaver, because the liquid stuff, my go-to, just gets soaked into the wood too much, and this works a treat. So gel super glue is the way to go. Don't know if you can see, but I've got acetate in the windows. I've tried to clean it up, but it looks like there's some sort of smearing from where it was laser cut. I'm not too bothered, because I just think it gives it like that rustic, authentic look. For that, I did use my PVA glue and just brushed it in. But yeah, so I mean, you've got the top part that lifts off, which is quite cool. So you can access inside there. It's got a little door, and then this part comes off. It's got some nice detailing. Not sure why they didn't print that side as like the inside of the roof, because they've done like the rafters and stuff, which are that colour. But yeah, still, it's really good. Good little chimney design on the outside with the soot and stuff. It continues with the trend on that. So yeah, and then we've got that lifts off, and then we've got the ground floor, which we saw earlier, and then obviously goes down to the ruins. So my thoughts, I cannot believe how good this kit is, especially for the price. It's super cheap. In actual fact, this is one of the more expensive ones, running up to, so I managed to pick this up for 30, which I think is really good. Get that on there. Yeah, it's really nice. Now, as I mentioned before, I've got some ivy coming, so I might attach it to the end of this video, or I might do another one, but I plan on sticking the ivy on the outside there, just to give it a little bit more, some there, so a bit more depth or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to leave you now with a little like 360 turntable shot and see what you think.